About his journey to success from humble beginnings in Soweto to compose Africa's most celebrated composers.
After 7 o'clock, it's so good to be with you. We still have about an hour of our time together before we get to 8:30 right here on ETV. And it's been such a great day. If you're thinking Wellness Wednesday, it's been a great conversation we've been having throughout the morning and will continue to be exactly that, especially with the next topic. The South African National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey showed a combined overweight and obesity prevalence of number is expected to grow in the coming years as access to fresh foods for school feeding schemes continue to be a challenge due to load shedding and the struggle schools are facing to keep the lights on to preserve foods. The Health in Action program run by Mondelez International and InMed South Africa aims to empower children to pursue a healthy lifestyle by educating them on nutrition and exercise. And here to speak more about it is the Corporate and Government Affairs Lead in Sub-Saharan Africa at Mondelez International, Navisha Bukaran-Sukaran, joining me this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here this morning.
It's great to have you here. I want to start off the conversation talking healthy eating. You know, it's a concept that we hear often, but a lot of people always feel like, but what is it exactly? Is healthy eating the water or eating just veggies the whole time? What is healthy eating?
So healthy eating really is a combination of various factors, and it's ensuring that you have a healthy plate of food that's made up of different nutritional elements. And as part of the Health in Action program, that's exactly what we looked at. We looked at educating kids, and we know that habits get formed as kids, and we worked in schools. We brought together a program where we taught kids about what good nutrition looks like. We also taught them that it's all good and well that you have good nutrition, but if you don't have access to fresh foods, then we're teaching them something, but we're not really showing them. So we developed school gardens, we developed a farming method called aquaponics social enterprises, where we taught them about good agricultural methods. And then if you know about good eating, you've got access to fresh foods, but you're not active, it doesn't help. So it's a combination of all these factors coming together in order to promote a healthy lifestyle.
I like that so much because I've actually seen this happen in a couple of schools where they've got some of their fresh foods and veggies that they've planted at the school and how that tips over into the family. Now, this coming Saturday, the 4th of March, is World Obesity Day, and there's lots of conversations happening leading up to it, like this one.
Yes.
But when you're speaking about obesity, I know it's linked to BMI, if I'm not mistaken. Could you maybe explain what BMI is? Because it sounds like this very complicated thing.
Yeah, so I'm possibly not the best expert to speak on it, but BMI is body mass index, and it's the ratio of fats to your body. And what we found was that when we looked at kids and we looked at society in South Africa, there's a huge difference with people who are obese, and then there's also a lot of people who are malnourished.
Yeah.
So we found that we needed to go in and really teach people about what it is to really make healthy choices. And through the program ran for 7 years, what we found was that we were able to bring people more into the middle and get them to a very healthy BMI score.
And why do you think, 6 to 14, it's such a very specific age and so young at the same time. Why do you think there's such a high number of children in those ages that are finding themselves obese?
Yeah, so we find that kids are now leading a very sedentary lifestyle. In addition to that, we find that kids don't have access to fresh foods. They probably have access to foods at school, and that as well is not able to provide them with a full balanced meal. They're probably getting starch, or they're probably getting some fats, but they're not getting a healthy plate of food. So therefore we find that a lot of kids are falling into that bracket of being very obese.
Yeah, and are you finding with the work that you're doing that there's more and more parents and families adopting to the idea of including more fresh foods. I mean, even when you're speaking like this, I'm thinking how many children we see with a box of juice or with a takeaway quickly or at snacks or whatever it may be, more than what we're seeing them with fruits. Have you seen this adoption slowly coming into fruition?
We absolutely did, and I think that was one of the great spin-offs of the program. The kids really bought into the program. They bought into the idea of gardening. They bought into the idea of them being able to go in there and go and produce their own fruit and vegetable. So much so that they started taking it home. And what we did through the program was provide very practical tips about how kids can take home the concept of gardening. And they don't need a large tract of land. They need a little piece of land. They could plant within a tire. They could plant in a little box. But they really took these ideas home. And parents started getting involved, which was phenomenal to see. Community members started getting involved. And I think that was really very exciting to see.
I like that very much. And in this case with the one school I was at some years ago, where you actually see them getting into the work and see these little seedlings and they actually put it in the ground, and weeks later when they see it all actually coming out, there's an excitement and a keenness to actually eat it. For a parent who's watching right now and they've got a child and they know that, you know, I'm not sure of the exact BMI, but I think they might be falling into obesity and being obese rather. What are some of the things that you would advise to that parent to do now? Practical things that they can do? Is there an easy guide of maybe consider this ratio of fruit and veg in a plate, or a guide even to exercise, because you were speaking about how working with the two is very important?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot that we can do as parents, as teachers, as community members. Firstly, get information. There's a lot of information out there. Our NGO partner, InMed South Africa, if you go onto their website, inmed.co.za, you'll find incredible information about nutrition education, simple practical guides. Teach children how to farm. Teach children how to plant fresh fruit and vegetable. Get children active. Get them away from their screens. Get them outside, running and playing again. All of those things make the biggest difference.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Navisha, this morning. And I think it's, for a lot of parents, I think they're also starting to feel like, it feels like there's something I can do. And, you know, when you think about screen time and the fast food, it's so easy to go for. But now it feels like it's something that I can do. If someone wants to get more details, other than InMed, where else can they go?
I think InMed's probably a great resource. They have really recently put up some incredible information on their website. Have a look at their socials, have a look at their website, and use that as a starting point.
Yeah, fantastic. Navisha, thank you so much for your time this morning and for the work that you do. That is Navisha Bakan-Sukaran, who's joining us right here on the morning show to make sure that our children, your children, are educated on nutrition and are living an active lifestyle with the hopes of decreasing overweight and obesity that we see in our children, that is constantly on the rise, and as per the conversation we were having earlier, that is expected to rise continuously so in the coming years. And maybe you might be encouraged to make that slight adjustment to your lifestyle, to your child's lifestyle, to the things that they eat and the things that they do to make sure they take the right steps towards that. Let's take a quick ad break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This job, it's like life. If you don't care for it, it's in danger. No matter what, rain or shine, you can't let your guard down. There's people out there who will take advantage of you like that.